Hey guys and gals, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. Welcome to the land where the wind never dies. Oh yeah, you can see it. We got a John Kerry day going on, but it's kind of windy. It's pretty warm too. 65 in the shade. In the shop, it's not so windy. Yeah, not so bad in here. And this is a video response to Harvey Spooner, whose opening line is, "Welcome to the Horde." Well, my horde is minimal compared to what he's got going on at his place. But things are drying out. The snow is all but gone. But you can see my floor is very damp in lots of places, and I mean we have lots of sweating going on. See that? Yeah, it's wet. That's just because it's wicking up from the ground, and it doesn't help that my garage is lower than the driveway. Whoever built it, well, that's another whole story. But anyway, Harvey was asking what some of the things we have done that have made improvements to our shop. So I was thinking, and there are several things that I have done that have helped improve things for me working in my shop. One of them is that because I'm getting older and my back is not as flexible as it used to be, it's hard for me to spend any amount of time bent over. And when I'm searching for parts, it's a whole lot easier to have it up at waist high so I don't have to bend over. And Ken Coates, 1963 Impala two-door, noticed in one of my last video that I had this lineup of Tidy Cats buckets, and as you can see they are all loaded with bicycle parts mainly, and of course I have some handlebars up there, and some of them have seat posts and some of them have brake parts. But then I also have some of them that have chrome goodies. Yeah. Kitchen gadgets and stuff like that. And bowls, stainless steel bowls, different things that I use in my projects. Like on the gadget bike, you know that I used a bowl, or actually a saucepan lid, for the clutch guard. So anyway, in the process of trying to make things more efficient for myself, make them easier to get to, I built that bench back there and put all those bins up on top, and I have wheels and tires down underneath. And I need to get rid of some of these bicycles. That red one on the right there is a very nice vintage bicycle. It's going to my granddaughter. And I have a couple of smaller ones in there that I've got to strip down for parts and may get used in pieces for other projects. So right now, while it's nice to have those up on the bench, I can hardly get at them because I got to climb over stuff. That's one of my spring cleaning projects. And then I had built this bench over here because originally that's where I had my workbench, over in that area of the shop. And you'll remember last spring I made the huge move of moving it all over to this side of the shop. And since I have been here, the bench in the back there that has the doors and stuff on it, that was the bench that was here originally, and I've added and added and built and keep adding more benches around the perimeter. And originally my cutoff saw was mounted over there where my two air conditioners are. Of course, with warmer weather coming, Those will be getting installed in the house again. And I'll be able to use that space for something else. But then over here I have these delivery bins that are full of hardware and scraps of metal and stuff like that. And the same idea is going on there that I have over in those other bins. I have different kinds of metal scraps down in there. You know what I mean? And then you look at this one here, and it has more different kinds of junk. And then I have a bucket over here. I sorted, and this is mostly all tubing stuff down in here. Sorry for bouncing around, and there's some golf clubs. I don't play golf. But yeah, chrome tubing, you know, you can never have enough of that stuff. And then there's a little thing that has little short pieces left over from building headers on the Gadget bike and on my Arian's lawnmower. And I try to organize things, and that helps. I got lawnmower parts over here mostly, and down underneath this bench, which I picked up on Craigslist last winter. I have some of my spare engines down under there. I got I got a couple of 5 horsepower motors down there, and there's like a 3.5 horsepower motor there. And over in here I got another 5 horsepower motor behind those milk crates, and a 10 horsepower motor down in there that ended up being parts. We were going to rebuild it, but it had a scored crankshaft. Yeah, so that's one of the main things that I have done. And the other major improvement for me was when I picked up this wheelchair lift that has become for me my lawnmower lift. And one of my goals this summer, I think I'm going to take it off of that cart. I'm thinking about it. I haven't finally decided. Either take it off of the cart or raise it up higher. I need a little more height to it. It will just do a push mower getting up on there onto my workbench. But in the same place I picked up that green bench that I have parts and stuff stored on the right side, I also picked up this workbench that I have the Gadget bike mounted on. So adding more workbench space has helped me. So those are a couple of the things that I have done that have made it easier for me to work in my shop. I like to have things organized so I know where they are, and that's another very important thing. As you get older, it seems that you don't remember where you left things quite as well. That may or may not be true. We excuse it as being old age. But that's why I have these shelves that I built up on the wall over here for all my small hardware. And I like keeping them all in peanut butter jars. Of course, to get peanut butter jars, you got to eat peanut butter, which is no problem for me. You know, my favorite sandwich is a peanut butter and jelly. So yeah, I got all those peanut butter jars with nuts and bolts and stuff in them, and springs, and then another shelf over here that has oils. And of course I have the shelf up above the bench over here in the window. I expanded the windowsill to hold my chemical sprays, you know, carburetor cleaner and PB blaster and that kind of stuff. So those are some things that have helped me here in my shop. Like Tom Noble says, when I get something else, I'll turn it back on again. Thanks for watching, guys. It sure is nice to have some warm weather. Bye now. P.S. Just thought of one more thing. This happened quite by accident. But how about a portable bench vise? This one is mounted to a piece of 1/2 inch, no, 3/4 inch steel plate. And it's heavy enough so that it will stay most any place you put it. And I can swing it around, and I can move it from this bench to the bench behind me, or I could even take it outside if I need it and use it on the tailgate of my truck. This is coming very handy. And it was used for holding my gadget bike when I was reassembling it. Yes, sir. Very handy item. Portable bench vise.